ABC premiere presentation.
Get busted. They won't show you, but we will. And from television. This education is only available to this office for a limited time. And only if you're over 18 and think you can handle the truth. Call now 800-637-4411.
This is a special report from ABC News.
And we're going to go now live to the White House press room. Marlon Fitzwater is going to be stepping out there very shortly. The president also told reporters that he had spent all day lying down. He said everything is okay. The question in his mind was when they could regulate the heartbeat so that he might be able to go home very soon. He told the reporters he had hoped to be able to leave tonight, but he was not able to. Here now, Marlon Fitzwater, White House press secretary.
President Bush's medical diagnosis today remains essentially the same as last night. He continues to take digoxin and procainamide for the atrial fibrillation. While there have been some indications of a positive response to the medicine, the president's heartbeat has not returned to its normal rhythm. The president is wearing a heart monitor, and the doctors continue to watch his progress. In order to allow continued observation of the president, he will remain overnight at Bethesda Naval Hospital. Mrs. Bush has returned to the White House. The president has spent a relatively active day at the hospital, conferring with Governor Sununu, General Scowcroft, his doctors, Mrs. Bush, and other friends that he has called. He visited with his son Marvin and his daughter Dorothy at the hospital, as well as his grandchildren, Sam and Ellie LeBlond.
Mrs. Bush has been with the president at the presidential suite at the Naval Hospital throughout the day. She left not too long ago, spoke with reporters very briefly. Here are some of what she had to say. Now, earlier in the day, the president himself spoke to reporters. They had been camped outside his window on the 4th floor where the presidential suite there was. He opened the window, leaned out, and had a few words to them. And here is some of what he had to say.
How are you feeling? Yeah. Are you getting okay?
Are you going to keep on jogging?
Yes. They said that. Doctor said that. Is your heart still beating here regularly? Yes. Can you hear it? You got to get on the bed.
Marlon Fitzwater says that the president is in fine condition. There has been some response to the drugs, but his heart continues to suffer irregular heartbeats. And now in the morning, around 5 or 6 a.m., his doctors will determine whether the president should undergo electrical cardioversion. That's to say, an electrical shock applied to the heart to try to stimulate it back to its regular heartbeats. If he were to do that, he would undergo general anesthesia. And under the 25th Amendment, during that period of time that he was under anesthesia, Vice President Quayle would serve as acting president. Tim Johnson is our medical editor. Dr. Tim Johnson is in Boston right now. What we heard at first is that the drugs are working in some fashion. Dr. Johnson, give us a sense of what that might mean.
What it really means is that they have slowed down the heart rate. When this condition first arises, the pumping chambers of the heart, the ventricles, the lower chambers, will tend to speed up. And what these medications do is to try to slow down that and then hopefully also sometimes actually restore normal rhythm. Obviously, they haven't done that, but they have probably slowed the heart rate down to a more normal range.
He is, Marlon Fitzwater emphasizes, in fine condition, and the risk is small. For now, that is the news, and of course we'll continue to follow the president's condition throughout the night. We will bring you updates as conditions warrant, and on the weekend report, we'll have a full report. I'm Forrest Sawyer in Washington. Good night.
This has been a special report from ABC News.
We'll return after these messages.
Cold, crisp Clausen pickles. Most pickles are cooked so they stay warm like this one and sit for months on your grocer's shelf. Not Clausen pickles. They're always packed fresh and stored cold in the refrigerated section so that crisp, cold taste comes through in a snap. So if you think a pickle, is a pickle. Is a pickle. Think again. Think cold, crisp Clausen.
Dogs may make great companions, but they will fuck up your video productions. The Biden communists would have you believe dogs present during the post-production process will increase your editing efficiency and the production value of your work. But these are lies. Remember, dogs do not belong in the editing room. Paid for by the videographers against dogs in the editing room commission.
This is a story about an important piece of American history. It's about a dynamic, fire-breathing, steam-belting, hot, sooty, sweaty piece of art. You're about to ride the rails on America's most beautiful steam-powered locomotive. This is where the iron meets the road. Pound for pound, the most talked about, revered engine in all of steam railroading. Hop aboard and ride the rails on what was once America's freedom train. This is the 4449, the Daylight.